Over with Sage Rosenfels, who is the third quarterback today for Minnesota. 4th and 6. Ed Reed is going to take a shot at returning this kick back at his own 25-yard line.
That is a high-priced punt return.
We'll let this one bounce. And he covered it pretty dangerously before it rolled any further than his own 17 or 18-yard line.
Let's go back and look at the last incomplete pass. Number 92 is a Loti Nata. Depending on what he had for breakfast, he's somewhere in that 350 to 360 range. He buries Brett Favre, comes down, lands on top of him, hits his hand and wrist right after impact. Now keep in mind, you're a 40-year-old guy who just got buried by a mountain, and he's laughing about it. Is that the quintessential Brett Favre? Is that what he has been his entire career?
Having too much fun. Too much fun.
How could it be fun to get buried by Haloti Nada?
First down, Baltimore. They have all three of their timeouts. A minute 47 on the clock. Flacco, 7 of 11 for 71 yards. Full screen for Rice. Rice cutting it back. And a little running room across the 20 to the 21 where Ben Lieber makes the stop. Coming up to a minute and a half to play. Doesn't look like any real urgency on the part of the Ravens right now.
No, not looking at having to go another 79 yards for a touchdown.
Penalty markers fly as the short pop again to Rice. And Rice crosses the 25 to about the 27.
Looks like Ray Edwards was trying to guess the snap count.
And didn't succeed.
No, he went early. He was well across the ball at the snap.
Offside. Defense number 91. 5-yard penalty. It's still second down.
Well, that time Joe Flacco, he changed it up just enough. You can see right there, they're going on the silent count. When he raises his leg, he's giving the signal to his center, Matt Burke, that it's okay to snap it. And that time Edwards just guessed, but he guessed a half a second too early.
Yes.
And now we get a stoppage on the field.
An officials conference. I don't know that did they give Baltimore their full 5 yards?
Thank you. Good job.
No, they didn't. That was an incorrect spot of the ball, and the line judge realized it and stopped it.
So on 2nd and 2, Flacco throwing far side, complete, first down, and Mark Clayton looking for the sideline, doesn't get there, and the clock continues to move. We come up on a minute to play, and we get a timeout called. 62 seconds on the clock. Baltimore and Minnesota each with 2 timeouts remaining now. Flacco running out of time, completes the pass to Rice. And Rice across the 40 to about the 41. E.J. Henderson prevented any more mileage.
Letting a lot of time burn.
7-yard pickup, 2nd and 3. Penalty markers fly. Flacco once again to Rice. Out to the 48.
Again, it looked like the Minnesota defensive line was moving.
Offside. Defense number 91 is declining. The result of the play, first down.
Got to be a little discipline here now on the Minnesota defensive line. You can't stop the clock and give yardage like that.
Flacco running for his life and throws incomplete. Intended for Kelly Washington on the near side. Madieu Williams chasing from behind. 26 seconds to play.
Well, Joe had time to find a receiver. He just couldn't because of good work in the secondary of the Vikings.
Ravens at their own 48.
Need another 20 yards here.
And this one's going to go against Baltimore, so it's going to back them up. This one might have been the rookie.
Start. Offense number 74. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Michael Orr.
Well, Michael Orr, number 74, the second one in from the left. And he did. He rocked back, settled back on his haunches for the second time today.
And did you see Jared Allen dropping back into coverage?
Well, Michael Orr isn't the first guy that Jared Allen has gotten to false start.
Or the last.
No.
On 2nd and 15. Flacco with good protection, running out of time, got rid of it. This is Todd Heap, the tight end. Room to run, and he's out of bounds close to the 35-yard line. 17 seconds on the clock, and that is Steve Hauschka, the Baltimore place kicker.
Who up until that play wasn't a factor. But all of a sudden he's in play. Great job by Flacco of finding him, and a good job that time by Michael Orr, who had a real battle with Jared Allen.
Todd Heap's first catch of the day is good for 22 yards. This is the longest Baltimore drive of the day. Flacco with penalty markers down. That's complete inside the 15-yard line and out of bounds close to the 10.
And Jared Allen was across the line of scrimmage that time at the snap. I can't remember the last time I saw this many.
Offside. Defense number 69 is declined. Result of the play is a first down.
I can't remember the last time I saw this many line of scrimmage penalties in one drive. Edwards with a couple, Jared Allen, Michael Orr with a false start, and all of a sudden Baltimore, looking like they had no chance and in no big hurry, right under the 2-minute warning, has got a chance for a touchdown.
Now thinking 6 points instead of 3. 2 timeouts remaining, 12 seconds on the clock. Flacco with time, quick pass to Rice, and Rice maybe a yard. E.J. Henderson with the stop. And a timeout stops the clock with 6 seconds to play.
Well, the question is, do you try? Do you have a 5-second pass play to try? I don't. Doesn't look
John
like it.
Harbaugh thinks not.
If you had 7 or 8, I think you'd be tempted to try to run a quick out or something that gets it into the end zone. But at 6.
Well, if you were playing,
dicey.
If you were Notre Dame at home, you could be sure of having a second to go again.
I'll tell you one thing here, Greg. Brad Childress right there has something to talk to his team about at halftime. He's going to light into his defense for a really sloppy performance inside the 2-minute warning here. That he's got reason to light them up. Coaches love to have a reason to light their players up.
Baltimore and Flacco found some semblance of an offense here in the last minute and a half of the first half. This is from 29 yards out. Hauschka's kick is up and good. And so the Ravens are able to get some points on the board before time expires here in the first half.
Good work by Joe Flacco. The big play there, that dump off to Todd Heap, who was left totally alone by the Vikings defense. And he was able to get it across midfield. Now I'll guarantee you Brad Childress is smoking.
Baltimore's longest drive of the day, 71 yards, results in the field goal from Hauschka, and it's 14-3 Minnesota.
He's got to remind his defensive linemen that, yes, it's nice to try to get a head start, but look at the football. Go on the football. Don't go when you think the football is being snapped.
Two seconds on the clock. Adrian Peterson with 51 yards on the day. You know, John Harbaugh said he wanted to run the football today. He has not been able to do that.
Well, McGahee has 7 yards. Rice has 5. That's just... That is, if you told John Harbaugh that before the game, he'd say, yes, we'll be losing at halftime if that's all the more effective we are on the ground.
If you told him he'd only be losing 14-3, he might have been a little grateful.
He might have been.
Percy Harvin, fleet of foot, will not get a chance to touch this one. The ball bounced along the ground and picked off by Taki. and covers it as time expires. Well, the Minnesota Vikings and Brett Favre jumped off big in the first quarter. Favre with touchdown passes to Shanko and Bernard Berrien. Not nearly as loud as we expected, and more importantly, not nearly as loud as the Baltimore Ravens expected.
No, I agree on both fronts, and I'm a little surprised. Now, maybe at the start of the second half here, maybe the crowd will realize that they could help out. But they've been, and again, I go back, I think it was just the quick 14-0 lead. They're going, well, this is a yawner. This is well in hand.
How about Joe Flacco saying he was tired of all the noise in practice all week?
He used the word annoying. That's a big word with this generation.
Lardarius Webb from the 2. Gets up ahead of speed. 30. Spinning. 35 and out to about the 38 or the 39-yard line. A fine return by Lardarius Webb, and we have a penalty marker back at about the 20. 2 of them, in fact. This game has not been without its yellow handkerchief.
Well, and again, though, there's a chance for the Ravens to start with really good field position. The best they've seen in quite some time, and now that's gone up in smoke.
During the return, holding on the receiving team, number 29, half the distance to the goal from the spot of the foul. First down.
Let me tell you something. There is nothing to not like about Joe Flacco and his quarterbacking future in this league.
From their own 10-yard line, Willis McGahee getting the start in the backfield and can't get away from one Jared Allen.
Well, he's got the outside shoulder and the upfield contained to his side of the field. That's called gap control. That's Jared Allen's gap, and he honored it. He stayed there. Look at him fight. See, he's working against Todd Heap, who's doing his darndest to hold him and everything else. And Jared Allen stayed with it, but his job was to get on that outside shoulder and not surrender it.
Loss of 3, 2nd and 13. McGahee again. Slipped as he got started, got nowhere.
Well, all of a sudden now, after a couple futile attempts to run, now the crowd's starting to get a little excited, and it's in Joe Flacco's hands right now. He converted an awfully big 3rd down, backed up to his goal line right at the end of the first half on that field goal drive. But John Harbaugh knows you can't make a diet of this. You can't make a steady diet of this. This is disaster waiting to happen.
Ray Rice back across the original line of scrimmage to about the 12, and that man Allen, Jared Allen with the stop, and it'll be the punting unit coming onto the field for Baltimore.
And there was his acknowledgement of how much of a disaster that was waiting to happen. 3 straight runs to nowhere.
And put it in the hand of your kicker, Sam Cook. Jamar Johnson back at his own 40-yard line. Cook. Inside 40. Tried to shake away, but he's brought down eventually by Haruki Nakamura. I think it's obvious not everyone reads GQ, Dan.
Well, you know, we have a wide spectrum of fashion here, from Ragnar that's a little barbarous to these guys which define dapper.
That's a little barbarous in itself.
I think it's a pretty good look.
Move it.
Favre on first down gives to Adrian Peterson, and Peterson pulls his way forward to about the 45.